Hey coin collectors, and welcome to DC Coin World International coin channel. And doesn't that dime pop right off your screen almost? Look at that. We almost don't want to magnify it too much more. It's like, feels like it could just jump out. This is a 1944 Mercury dime from the United States of America. We can see the top, it says Liberty, Liberty, and you see up near the top it actually is a little bit, half the E almost is underneath the right wing, and half the R is missing because it's underneath the right wing. And when I say winged, this is a winged Mercury, and actually has wings on its head, I guess is how you'd call it. We see over here there's an A and a W, and that's for Adolf A. Weinman, who designed and engraved this coin. And we push it up. It almost looks like it's a mint mark, but it is not a mint mark. You see right here underneath it says, "In God We Trust." Here is the year 1944, and we know that in 1944 they made quite a few dimes, but it was a war year still. So they made about 300 million, a little over 340 million dimes total from all the mints. And in 1944, they were making them at Philadelphia, they were making them at Denver, and they were making them at San Francisco. We tip it up on its edge, and we see that there's no copper nickel in the center of this one. This is a 90% silver dime. And if we tip it over to this side, we see it's quite worn down. When we look at these dimes, one of the things we look at is, well, we want to have a rim on it, but we also look at the bands here. And so there's a band here that goes across to hold this. There's a band here that goes across, and then there's a band down here that goes across. And none of these bands are in really good condition. And then you have the lines going down through, which are also not in great condition. And then we see the plants here, and everything else is not in great condition. You do see the stars here. So it's the United States, United dot, States dot, of dot, America star. One separated by the fasces, that's what this thing is called, and dime on this side. And there's the mint mark. So if you don't know where the mint mark is on a Mercury dime, that's where you're going to find it, right down here on the bottom in the back. So at the Denver Mint, they made 62.24 million. This coin is worth about $3, and it's worth about $3 because there's a silver value of over $2 in it. And so rather than worried that people are going to melt them, people will pay a little bit of a premium. But I should say that it doesn't get to the $10 mark unless it gets to an MS63, which certainly would show the bands, and certainly would show a lot more than this of the fasces on here. Is there any like really, really expensive 1944? If you can get up to an MS65, and an MS65 in this coin, you also go one grade higher to MS65 FSB, and that would be if it had the full bands going across. So if you have the full bands and it just looks like in perfect shape, this then could get you up near $100. But in this shape, it's worth $3. And almost all of these coins are worth $3 to $4. And that's because the silver value makes them have a minimum amount of value. In 1944, they also made these coins at San Francisco, where they made 49.5 million, and Philadelphia, where they made 231 million. So we have a bunch of other these dimes here. We're going to go through these. What happened was that somebody told me that they were going to an auction, and that if they found any coins, they would buy them, and then I could buy them from them. Went to the auction, bought these coins, and I said, just make sure you don't pay too much for them. Because why? Because they're not worth that much. Well, when he got to the auction, he said, I saw these and I just had to buy them. So he paid over $2 each for them. Now, this is also a 1944 here. Let's look at the back of this one now. Remember where the D was in the 1944 was right here. There's no mark here, so that means this is a 1944 Philadelphia mint. Again, worth about $3, maybe maybe a little bit more, depending on what the front looks like. Nope, not much more. We see the "In God We Trust" under the chin is pretty worn. We see the initials are pretty worn. So these coins are both 1944. This is the Denver Mint. This is the Philadelphia Mint. And they're worth about $3 each, but they're beautiful coins. At least get one of each year from the set. And you could probably buy these. They made these from 1916 until 1946. And what happened in 1946? Well, it really wasn't 1946 when it happened, but it was 1945. President Roosevelt died in office. They came out with, and this is what was on the coin, but of course in 1946 when they came out with these, they were 90% silver also. This is the 1969 S proof version, and you see when they went to the Roosevelts, they moved the mint marks to the front. And so, they moved the mint marks to the front in 1965. From 1964 to 1946, the mint marks on the back, on the bottom also. All right, well, that's all we have today from DC Coin World International Coin Channel. We're going to go through this whole pile of Mercury dimes over time just to show you what we got from the auction that my friend went to. Thanks again from the DC Coin World International Coin Channel. We'd love to have you subscribe to our channel and leave any comments you might have in the comments section.